Ready to get curious with another question from the Book of What If? The question is, what if people lived for only one day? Mayflies, a species of fly, live for a few hours to a day after they reach adulthood. Their experience of the world is just a small sliver of what you see. What if you only lived for one day? If you knew your life would last only from the time you were born until the time you fell asleep, how would you spend your day? Would you spend it having as much fun as possible? Or would you rush to make as big a difference as you could in the world? How would a one-day lifespan affect the way you viewed and treated others? Would you be like, out of my way, I've got only one day to live and it's almost over? Or would you spend as much time with your friends and family as you could? What about your view of the future? When you think about how little humans consider the future now, when our existence can span up to a century, where would our focus be if our time would be up in 24 hours? How would we treat the planet? How would we treat each other if people lived for only one day? Now, some other students had thoughts. Kate said, just like flies, they would run around like crazy, trying desperately to procreate and leave a legacy of their being behind. So Kate thinks humans would just behave like flies. Leslie thinks people wouldn't be so judgmental and they would take advantage of their limited time and resources. Dylan thinks if people only lived for one day, people would be forced to cram life experiences into the 24 hours that they would be alive. Instead of having years to basically waste every second of that day would count significantly more. So time would become the most valuable thing in the world. Charlie thinks, I would still sleep for half of it. The other half I would eat. I would question if I could do both at once and then be dead, never knowing if I could. Andrew questions, what if people live for only one day with, we would all have to live on Venus, where one day is equal to about 223 Earth days. So even with the craziest question, I guess there's a way around it. Just go live on Venus. It's a little hotter, but your day would last a whole lot longer. Now, there are a few activities that we can do with this. One is to make a single day planner. What would you do if you had just today? Rush through your day, filling it up with as much action as you could in the hopes of creating meaning. Or would you slow it down and soak in every last second of your day? Fill out a daily schedule for a single day. For each of the 24 hours in a day, write out what you would do. So you can make a list of 24 different, 24 blanks. And for each one is an hour in the day. And just write, how are you going to spend that hour? Another activity is to record a day of your life. Choose an upcoming date. It doesn't have to be today. On that day, take pictures, record audio, collect artifacts, and make a bunch of written entries to capture everything that happens. Put what you can in your journal. And then how would you feel if that were the only day you were going to be alive? Would you be satisfied? Thank you again for getting curious with me today on what if people lived for only one day. Stay curious.